Crazy transfer. Chelsea target Ousmane Diomande, the most feared young defender in Portugal. Having just broken a crazy record in Portugal, Victor Gyokeres is being fought over by two English giants. But the question is not just who wants him, but who dare to pay a lot and make him the main weapon next season. Chelsea are ready to pay £70 million for the player who just humiliated Manchester City at Wembley. Gyokeres is not just a Crystal Palace hero, he could be the key to Enzo Maresca's great revolution at Stamford Bridge. Gary Neville drops a bombshell to the public. Chelsea fail to make it to the Champions League. This prediction immediately heats up the Blues dressing room. But will they really fall at the last second? Or will they rise and silence all doubts? With red eyes and a body weakened by infection, Enzo Fernandez still goes down to fight for Chelsea. Not because of a contract, but because of heart. This is real proof that the world champion doesn't just play, but sacrifices for the badge on his chest.
You subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Victor Gyokeres has just made history in Portugal. With 53 goals in 51 games in all competitions, the Swedish striker has officially led Sporting Lisbon to their 21st Portuguese league title. But it's not just the title that's of concern. It's his future. Is this Gyokeres' last season in Portugal? Gyokeres spoke out. "I'm still here. I don't know what's going to happen. Nobody can predict the future," he said. It was a diplomatic statement, but it was enough to signal that the door remains wide open. Arsenal are the team most insistent on pursuing him. The Gunners have not yet made a formal offer, but reports suggest they are preparing a £200,000 a week contract and a £60 million transfer deal. New sporting director Andrea Berta is said to have made Gyokeres a top priority this summer. Arsenal are not the only interested parties, however. Chelsea are also starting to be active in the hunt. Reports from Portugal suggest that the Blues will make a concrete offer in the coming weeks. Enzo Maresca, who is in need of a clinical striker, sees Gyokeres as an ideal alternative if the Ousmane transfer fails to materialize. Gyokeres himself has a release clause of £85 million, but Sporting are reportedly ready to negotiate at £70 million to avoid a lengthy transfer drama. They have even started looking for a replacement, a sign that they are realistic about losing their main star this summer. With extraordinary performances this season, Gyokeres is a hot asset, ready to shake up the Premier League. Strong, fast, sharp, and has an incredible goal instinct. He could be the answer for trophy-hungry Arsenal or Chelsea, who are rebuilding their squad. But who will be Gyokeres' final destination? Emirates or Stamford Bridge? And more importantly, who will be the quickest and smartest in securing one of Europe's sharpest strikers at the moment? We will wait for the answer in the next few weeks.
You subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Chelsea are moving quickly to find a long-term solution in defense. After failing to land Dean Huijsen, who is now officially owned by Real Madrid, and continuing to be haunted by injury problems for Wesley Fofana and Benoit Badiashile, the club is now eyeing a name that might be unexpected. Ben Nelson, Leicester City's young defender. According to an exclusive report from The Telegraph, Chelsea are considering signing the 21-year-old. And this is not a name unfamiliar to Enzo Maresca. In fact, Maresca himself gave Nelson his senior debut when he was still coaching Leicester last season. He even called Nelson an ideal defender and had the potential to become a player for a big club. However, Nelson is not the only target. Chelsea are also reportedly eyeing Ousmane Diomande from Sporting CP, a player with a much more mature profile. Diomande, who also has a wealth of experience with Sporting's first team and the Ivory Coast national team, even helped his country win the 2024 African Cup of Nations. He has also made 9 Champions League appearances, equaling Nelson's total for Leicester. The question is, will Chelsea opt for a raw talent they know personally, with great potential but still untested, or go straight for a top player who is ready to use like Diomande?
You subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Chelsea are set to explode in the transfer market with a bombshell plan. triggering the £70 million release clause of Eberechi Eze, the Crystal Palace star who recently scored the winning goal in the FA Cup final against Manchester City. Eze's name is certainly hot on the block. In 32 Premier League games this season, he has scored 7 goals and provided 8 assists. But his peak performance came at Wembley when he scored the only goal in a 1-0 win over Pep Guardiola's side. The goal not only gave Palace their first major trophy in their history, but also secured a place in next season's Europa League. But despite Palace now playing in Europe, Eze is said to be considering a move away for higher ambitions. Elite competitions such as the Champions League, and the chance to win the Premier League. And that's where Chelsea come in. According to reports in Spain, the Blues are now ready to pay the player's release clause, while Manchester City have also shown an interest. But Chelsea have an ace up their sleeve, Enzo Maresca's big project, and the chance to make Eze the center of play at Stamford Bridge, replacing the dismal left winger. It's worth noting that Eze is not just a creative player. He is a figure who can change the course of a match, with sharp dribbling skills, brilliant vision and calmness in the final execution. If this transfer goes through, Eze could be a key element in the evolution of Maresca's Chelsea. He has a natural chemistry with the ball, a mature attacking instinct, and a winning mentality that has been proven in finals. The question now is, will Chelsea act quickly before Manchester City join the bidding? And most importantly, is Eze ready to leave the palace for the kingdom? This summer, Stamford Bridge could be the new home of a new king from South London.
You subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Gary Neville made a surprising prediction that sparked a huge debate. Chelsea will not qualify for the Champions League next season. The statement came ahead of the final week of the super tight Premier League, where 5 clubs are fighting for the 3 remaining tickets to the UCL. Manchester City, Newcastle, Aston Villa, Chelsea, and Nottingham Forest. With Liverpool and Arsenal already locked in their positions, the remaining 3 slots are now being targeted by everyone. However, according to Neville, Chelsea is not one of the 3 who will qualify. I think City, Newcastle, and Aston Villa will go in. Forest can stop Chelsea and Villa might win at Old Trafford, he said via Sky Sports. The statistics do make the drama even more exciting. Chelsea, Newcastle, and Villa all have 66 points. City and Forest are chasing with 65 points, but City still have an extra game against Bournemouth on May 20th. Chelsea themselves have just won 1-0 over Manchester United through Cucurella's goal. The victory kept their hopes alive, but they still have to face Forest, who have been in surprising form lately. Neville believes the match could be a major stumbling block for the Blues. On the other hand, City must face Fulham and Bournemouth, 2 tricky opponents, while Newcastle host Everton and Villa travel to Old Trafford. With MU's poor performance, Neville believes Villa has a big chance of winning. Chelsea, under Maresca, are rebuilding the club's foundations. But if they fail to reach the UCL, many transfer projects could be disrupted. On the other hand, qualifying for the UCL could be a big magnet for names like Eberechi Eze and Ousmane Diomande to join. Now the question is, will Gary Neville's prediction prove correct? Or will it be an additional motivation for Chelsea to silence doubters? Next week's Premier League final is not just about points, it's about reputation, the future, and the revival of Stamford Bridge.
You subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Enzo Fernandez, with a red eye and a weak body, still took to the field and played the full 2 games for Chelsea. A surprising decision was revealed by the latest BBC Sport report. The Argentine world champion was suffering from conjunctivitis, but forced himself to play against Brighton and Manchester United. This situation further increases the respect for the 23-year-old midfielder, who was previously reported to have played with an eye injury against MU. With Chelsea fighting tooth and nail for a Champions League spot next season, Enzo's decision to continue playing shows the dedication and mentality of a true leader. Enzo is no ordinary player. Since the beginning of the season, Enzo Maresca has appointed him as one of the vice-captains, and in the absence of Reece James, Enzo has often worn the captain's armband and shown real leadership on the field, including when he was the first to console Cole Palmer after his penalty miss against Leicester. Chelsea now have one game left, away to Nottingham Forest. With the competition at the top of the table tight, 5 teams are separated by just 1 point, this match will be a matter of life and death. Gary Neville even predicted Chelsea would fail to make the top 5, but with Enzo's spirit, anything is possible. Fernandes embodies the spirit of bleed for the badge, fighting to the last drop of blood. He doesn't just play for a contract, but for the heart. If Chelsea qualify for the Champions League, it is the contribution of players like him that will be remembered. Now the Blues fans can only hope for one thing: that Enzo is fully recovered for this final match. Because in the midst of a storm, Chelsea need a general in the middle of the field. And Enzo has proven he is ready to lead even when sick. The question is, can Enzo's spirit inspire the team to secure a Champions League ticket in the final match?
You subscribe to our YouTube channel. You subscribe to our YouTube channel.